Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on this Wildcat Wednesday. We've been fortunate enough to have a number of new Kansas State Extension District agents join us throughout the course of the year, and one of those is Holly Miner. Now, Holly's based out of the Independence office, and while she's familiar with our four-state area, this is actually her first appearance on the KOAM Morning News on a Wildcat Wednesday. Holly, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I want to go straight to your specialty. And I know that you have an array of things behind you because we're getting to that point in time where everything has been planted and now we're getting ready to take it out. But the key factor is how are we going to keep it around for the family? And I know you work in food preservation and safety. Where would you like to start?
Well, I would like to begin by just saying that in the last 20 to 30 years, there's been a lot of research that's been done on food safety, and the methods that our grandmothers and our mothers may have used to preserve food are not necessarily all recommended in today's day and age. So,
okay, yeah, I'm gonna cut you off right there because Mom taught me how to do something, Grandma had taught me to do something, and that's the way we've always done it.
Exactly.
What are the key factors as far as safety, especially when I'm feeding my family? What's changed?
We want to make sure that our food is preserved in a manner that is not only going to make it last longer, but is going to be safe when we open that jar to consume that food. So we want to make sure that the methods that we're using are tested methods. We want to make sure our recipes that we're using are recipes that have been tested, that research has been done on them to prove that they are safe to use. We want to get those recipes from a reliable source. Great sources are the National Center for Home Food Preservation. You can put that in your Google bar, search that, and come up with that website. That is a wonderful source. I also have some books here on the table. So Easy to Preserve cookbook, which is created by the University of Georgia Extension. It is another wonderful source of information. I refer to this book all the time when I get food preservation questions. It's a nominal amount of money, not very much. It's pretty inexpensive. This one here, I'll tip it up so you can see it a little bit better. The Complete Guide to Home Canning is by the USDA. That is available on the National Center for Home Food Preservation's website as a free PDF downloadable. So it is a resource that you can get for free if you have the ability to download. And then we recommend the good old Ball Blue Book, but we do want to make sure that we're using the latest book or the newest edition. Anything past 1995 is good. Anything before 1995 we want to steer away from.
Holly, that's interesting you bring up that year right there, because let's go back and talk about maybe some of the, I don't want to say misconceptions, because you and I grew up great on Mom and Grandma's preserved food, but what are some of the misconceptions that us now as parents going forward that we need to remedy for our children to make sure that they're safe?
Right. So a lot of people did open kettle canning, where they actually would heat the food up, put it in a jar, put the lid on it, and let it sit on the countertop and seal. And we do not recommend that now. The heating process of the food makes the food hot, but in order to kill the bacteria, we have to have the inside of this jar needs to reach a temperature that will kill the bacteria and the microorganisms inside that jar. And so it takes a while for the heat to penetrate into the inside of that jar. Cooking the food on the stove is a wonderful way to get that process started, but we need to complete that by processing in a water bath or a pressure canner.
Holly Miner from the Kansas State Research and Extension Wildcat District. Holly, number one, welcome to the four states, welcome to the KOAM Morning News, and I can't thank you enough for giving that additional knowledge when it comes to health and safety.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more KOAM Morning News for you right after this.
How do you talk to aliens?
I don't even know.